Meeple Nation Podcast, episode 575. Meeple Nation, April 2025 news.
Welcome, citizens, to Meeple Nation. Grab your favorite beverage, pull up a chair, warm up those dice, and join us at the game table as we discuss board games and the board gaming world. Each week, the hosts of Meeple Nation share their love for board games and the amazing memories that come from playing games with some very outstanding people. Let us now join our hosts in their natural habitat, the game table.
This week, we are going to talk about some new games, some new game announcements, and new releases. And we also just finished our HUGG-A-Meeple. That was last weekend.
Amazing.
And it was so much fun.
It was a lot of fun.
If we have time, which we're going to try our best, we'll get to some crowdfunding as well and just some general board gaming goodness in news.
Yes, it's always a busy, big episode. So
it is. And so come join us at the game table.
Awesome. The Meeple Nation podcast is sponsored by Game Toppers LLC. Go and check them out. You will not be disappointed in what they have to offer. If you need a game room upgrade, it's the first place you should look. Convert any table or surface area into an amazing and unique game space with a topper and a cool mat to go with it and a whole bunch of accessories that you can pile on top should your little heart desire.
Your little heart. Your little heart will be full of goodness.
My little heart does desire.
Does it?
More. Yes.
Yes.
Well, it's got to go with that little mouth.
You know,
everybody can see that little mouth now.
My heart might be 3 times too small, but it really does love Game Toppers.
It does.
Yep. Well, they make an excellent product, and you should definitely go check them out at GameToppersLLC.com. They are a product that we absolutely stand by and use all the time.
All the time. So we are the hosts of Meeple Nation, the world's most okayest podcast. I'm Nathan Howard.
I am Andy Holiday.
And I'm Douglas Stewart.
Excellent. With our powers combined, we sponsor the world's most okayest website. You can go to meeplenation.com and find links to all of our past episodes. You can find a link to our sidecast, the SaltPOD, which is a podcast all about SaltCON. There's links to our bios and all sorts of links to our socials that are out there. We try to be as active as we can on all of those. We have really been diving into our Discord channel, and that discard? That discard's been awesome.
It's not a discard. It's a keeper.
Yeah, it is a keeper. Yeah, don't discard that at all. But that Discord channel has been great. We've been having a lot of conversations there, talking about new games, talking about PGA games, and just games in general. Also, we have a link on there to our Patreon page. We love our patrons. Our patrons make all this happen, and they continue to give us the opportunity to find ways to grow and do other things as we talk to these new fancy cameras, and we talk to through all this new fancy equipment that has gotten us somewhere. And hopefully we're going to be releasing this episode with video.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Fingers crossed that we can get some bugs worked out and see what we're going. If not this episode, maybe the next one. But we're getting closer. That's what matters. We're getting closer.
Hey, we've been talking about this for a while, and
we've made some huge steps recently.
Huge, yeah.
And so there is definitely a steep learning curve from something that we've been dug into, maybe, that we've just had our heels dug into the sand, that we're sticking with audio, and mostly because of my face. But
I get that.
Yeah.
And important for everyone to know that this is not a full-time endeavor for any of us either. So it's just what we do in our spare time, and some seasons we have more spare time than others. So we're glad we're finally getting around to it.
Yeah,
time has finally allowed us to make some headway. Yeah,
and hopefully as we get work through these bugs, things will get faster, and it'll be a progress that is worth the wait. So, but anyways, if you too want to be a member of our Patreon group, we would love to have you there. You can go to our website, and up at the top of that, near the top of the link is near the top of the page is a link to our Patreon page, and click on that, join the Meeple Nation, and maybe give us a high five.
Give us more than a high five. Become an official member of Meeple Nation.
Meeple Nation.
We love our patrons, so
yes.
Thank you.
All right. With that,
Is it?
it looks like it's time. Checking that watch.
Hey, people can actually see you check your watch.
I had to check the TV so I could see that it was on screen.
It is highlight 30, so let's talk about it. What have we got on our list of highlights this week?
Oh, you know what? I totally didn't even write my highlights on there.
Nathan has no highlights. He didn't play any fun games.
I didn't play anything
All
fun
right.
at all.
Well, skipping Nathan. Actually, I'm really excited to hear about your highlight, Andy. This is Endeavor Deep Sea. Sorry, I'm kind of jumping the gun there, but this is because I have heard like this last year, this game made a lot of people's like top, like it was like the game of the year for a lot of people. Like people loved this game. And so I'm really excited to hear you talk about Endeavor Deep Sea. How was it?
I loved it. It was awesome. In fact, as soon as we got done playing, after Nathan said he was never playing with me again,
I stand. No, I don't stand by that.
Becoming a familiar refrain,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
No, it was a really good game. I very much enjoyed it. I will play it again.
So you played it too? Okay.
yeah, we had
excellent.
Julie taught it to us at HUGG-A-Meeple. It was actually, I believe it was the first. It was the first game we played. We were waiting for Nathan to show up. In fact, Brad tried to steal your seat, and we wouldn't let him because we were waiting for you to get there so we could start.
And it was purple.
And yeah, they didn't have blue, so there is that. But I can forgive that because the game was generally amazing. We played scenario 1, and then I played scenario 2 later on. I think it was the next day. I taught Amara how to play, my daughter.
Oh,
and
really?
Yeah, and she did awesome.
Oh, great.
Yeah, she did great. She understood it really, really well, picked up on it, and it's just a cool game. I love the exploration aspect of it. There's tons of different things to do. You're bringing your people, you're bringing in a new crew member every single round, and depending on how far you've leveled up that particular stat bar will determine how good of a crew member you can recruit. And then you also have action tokens. So you're going to have action tokens that you are going to pull off of crew members, and then some that you actually gain from the general supply. And so it's a lot of action management as far as that goes, and trying to balance the action tokens that you're going to use and filling up those crew members. But you also want to try to get your stat bar up enough to where you are pulling those action cubes off of crew members so you can use them again. And you can upgrade those guys too. If you upgrade them, then you flip them over, and they all of a sudden become more awesomer than they were to begin with.
Awesomer.
We all like more awesomer workers.
Yeah, especially if you have crew that are more awesomer. Anyway, it's cool. And the fact that you can take your submarines, you can get up to 3 subs and be exploring all over the place. You can go down to the super deep depths of the ocean, and the artwork is really cool and very thematic for how deep you are in the ocean. And it's a cool game.
Yeah, there was lots
Excellent.
of actions, lots of opportunities to do different things. And thematically, I think they nailed it.
They really did.
Very much embraced entrenched in the theme. I was trying to come up with an ocean term there, but yeah, I was very deep into that.
Oh, there it is.
There it is. Yeah, I was very deep into that theme. You're, like you said, you're trying to get those crew members to do the most you can, get as many actions as you can, use those tokens. You had 4 stat bars that you're trying to push up that you can get more actions, use more actions. And there was a lot going on, and I thought the game did a great job of doing
really was.
it all.
I really dove into it.
Yeah, I like it. It made a splash.
Oh, nice.
Wow. Might be here for a while, folks.
Yeah. It's not sinking anytime soon.
Excellent. Well, the only complaint that I heard anyone have really about it was just that they felt like it ended around too soon.
Yeah, it really did. Yeah.
Like there were some people, seriously, that was it. It was just like, no, it was so good, but I just wanted one more round to just goose that engine and really, let it fly kind of thing. And so, but this is one that I'm really excited to dive into.
Yeah,
you can't cringe when you're saying it. It's a great pun.
Yeah, that was good times.
Excellent. Very good. Nathan?
So the next game I played after that was a great one called
Fantastic Factories?
Yes, Fantastic Factories. And this was a very simple tile placing game, and I very much enjoyed this game. It was one that I'd actually picked up to try to out with my wife. And so when I
was it tile placement or was it it was kind of engine building, tableau building, right?
No,
They were
yes.
cards, right?
Yeah, sorry. No, I'm totally thinking of something different. Yes, it was a card.
Because I played that one with you.
Yeah, you played it.
Yeah.
And you're trying to take advantage of rolling the dice and using those dice to
and that was a part that I really liked. Yeah, it was excellent.
Yeah, and I thought this was fantastic. I had recently picked up the base game and all the expansions, and so it was just something I'm very excited to teach to my wife because it's something I think she's going to love, and it's very quick, easy to play, and so yeah, I was way excited to get that to the table.
I had a lot of fun with it, and this was Marissa's copy, and she had ordered those those Geek Up bits, and so there was a like high tangibility factor to it as well, and I thoroughly liked it. It's lightweight. It's an engine builder, but it's not like a heavy engine builder kind of game. And it's over, I think, relatively quick. I mean, I think we were at about full player count and it was 45 minutes, half hour to 45 minutes. It was a pretty fast game. Really liked it though. It's a very good game.
Yep. Yeah. It was a great one. I'm very excited to play it again.
I thought you were typing fajitas and I got hungry.
I was trying not to look while I was typing in the name of my highlight game there.
Nathan's updating the notes as we go, and his fantastic factories look like fajitas for a minute.
I still can't spell it right. Now I'm all self-conscious.
Well, one of the highlights... Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to ask Doug, what did you play? I know that one of the games on your list looked like it was very involved. Like,
was that Yokohama?
Yokohama. Holy cow.
That was a great
game. It was a really good game though. I liked it quite a bit. You have kind of all these different like sections of the board that they're like little cardboard tiles that come out, and then you randomize some information below them. But essentially what you're trying to do, you have sort of your priest, I think is what it was, your main kind of worker guy. And he's going to go around to these different things and take resources. I think it was a priest.
Was it a priest?
Yeah, I think so. But anyway, you've got all these or your ambassador. I don't remember.
It was the president. That was the president.
Okay,
yeah.
Sure. Great. You can tell how much I paid attention to all of that, but
theme matters.
Yeah. But the whole thing is you have all these like assistants, these little, and they're just like, what did we call them? Beeples?
Yeah.
Because they're like baby meeples. They are
things.
Little tiny. But the whole idea is on your turn, you can place these out on the different areas. And that sort of dictates where your president or whatever we're calling it can go, because your president, as it's moving around all these tiles, it has to go through tiles where you have an assistant placed. So if you don't have an assistant there, you can't move your president to that location.
Right.
And you have, you have the ability to sort of spread out those little assistants, or you can put like, I think it's 3 that you can put out, or you can do 2 in one spot.
Yeah.
But it was really cool because like on some of the locations, you also have some sort of tech upgrade kind of things that allow you to like place more of those little assistants out, or to break some of the rules on, where you can go and what you can do and some of that. So those felt really impactful to the game, but you're essentially gathering resources and trying to put you're using those resources to fulfill orders. And then you're also trying to unlock your shops and what were the big ones called? I don't remember, the factories or something. They were the larger
shops
ones.
And I'm not going to.
Yeah, terminology. We're totally butchering this game.
Factory.
Something like that.
We just played it once.
Yeah. But like, as you go around to the different tiles, if you have the resources and you have that stuff unlocked, you can also place some of those for some added bonuses and points and things like that. And it was it was a really fun, thinky kind of game. Just kind of how can I fulfill orders and get as many points as I can? And how am I going to path? I think that was probably the part that I liked the most, was just how am I going to path my president around the board and get what I need and lay my assistants out and all that. So I thought that it was a very sharp game. I mean, this one's been out for not quite 10 years.
Yeah, it's been out
for a while. And I'm just super late to the party on this, but this was another one that Julie taught us, and I had a great time. I thought Yokohama was awesome. It was a really good game.
I was really excited to play it. It does have a BGA implementation.
Yeah.
We started a game. We haven't even taken our first turns. At least I haven't taken my first turn yet. So I don't know I can't report on how that went yet.
How the implementation works yet.
Yeah. But I really liked this game. I thought it was fantastic. And I was super glad that Julie was willing to teach that to us. In fact, before the convention, she wanted to know some categories of upcoming episodes so that she could say, hey, this has this mechanic, this has this mechanic. So when you're talking about it, you can not just say, hey, this is on our list that we don't know, and now we'll be on a list that we do know.
Awesome. Thank you, Julie. Good job.
I was super appreciative because she, that was something that
Wonderful.
she was, as a concerned listener, she wanted to make sure we were getting our square opportunities.
Hey, that's awesome.
Love it. As Nathan's typing out a massive list here, what else did you play that you wanted to talk about?
Another one that I really liked was Living Forest. And
I wanted to play that. Was it good?
Yeah, I really like
Yeah.
this, and I have this so that we can play it at another time. This reminded me of the John DeClaire game.
Mystic Vale?
Yes, Mystic Vale.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, except for there's no card crafting in it, but essentially you're pulling and you're flipping cards over, and you're trying to avoid getting 3 dark symbols. And if you get 3 dark symbols, you can't add any more cards to your run, but you also limit yourself to 1 action, whereas you can stop any time prior to that, and up until you flipped over that 3rd dark icon, then you get 2 actions. And those 2 actions, you can be a variety of things. You can buy a card. You can have water to put out fires because you're trying to save the forest. And the game ends when somebody has 12 point icons in their run, or they have claimed 12 fire tokens, essentially put out 12 different fires. And there may be one other way to win, but this is a very simple game. A game I was anxious for my wife to play. I actually wanted her to play. Did she play Fantastic Factories with us too?
She did. Good question. I don't think so.
No. I really wanted her to play that one and this Living Forest, and give both of those a shot. But I think she will.
How was that for you playing a press your luck game? Like Living Forest.
I actually did pretty good.
Did you do okay?
Yeah, I thought I was doing really good. And then, because I wasn't pushing my luck too far, I had taken some actions. I know, it's not like Flip 7. Where
we played a lot of Flip 7 this weekend, and I think your philosophy on press your luck is
go.
Always go.
Yeah, always go.
But it usually works out for him. That's the thing.
Yeah, that's what takes me off.
It didn't this last time, but... But yeah, no, pressing my luck on this one was fine because there are ways to mitigate that risk. Okay. And there was times that I did do exactly what I wanted to, or that I did press it so that I got that 3rd dark icon, and but then limited myself to 1 action, but I was able to do that 1 action well. Like I had saved up, I'd earned enough money that I could buy a much bigger card that was going to give me more icons that I could use later, or I was able to put out more fires because I had a large amount of water that I was doing, but I was just doing that as a single action. So it didn't hurt me when I busted, right? It's not like Mystic Vale when it's like, oh, you hit it, boom, you're out. And it's been a long time since I played Mystic Vale. I can't remember if you're out or not.
I can't remember either. It's been a long time.
I seem to think that if you hit that last one, you get nothing, but don't quote me on that. I could be wrong. But yeah,
no one's going to quote you on it.
Yeah, it's too late. Yeah. It's recorded.
It's recorded and released out there to the world.
Everyone saw it too.
Everyone saw it. Mistakes were made. But yeah, Living Forest was a great, fun little game. And if you've played Mystic Vale, it does kind of give you that same sort of feel. But as I'm going to say, a much more simplistic view. So
nice.
It's good times.
Are we going through your whole list that you've created here?
No, probably not.
We went from no games to a plethora.
Yeah, there was 6, 7, 8 games there. And I mean, we've talked about Stamp Swap. Got to play that for the first time.
That's good. What did you think? Did you like it? Thumbs up or thumbs middle of the road?
Yeah. Kind of, I need to play it again.
This is one that Richie really champions.
Yeah, and he really likes it.
Yeah, every chance he gets. So I'd like to play it.
I'd like to try it again.
I like it.
To form a real opinion on it. But
I've only played it 2 players, so.
Have you?
Yeah.
We played it 4 players, and that, I think it worked out really good. There's still just some... I'd like to play it again before I say how I feel about it.
Okay.
but I'm not jumping up for joy over it yet.
Not yet.
So it was no wingspan.
but maybe.
Like, you were
No, it
super
was no
stoked about it.
wingspan, but it also was no. It was no
Cells?
Dead Cell either. It was no Hadrian's Wall. I wasn't all excited about it, and but it's somewhere in the middle still, and we'll play it again and see if
It was more of a donut shop.
Actually, I like Donut Shop.
I did too.
Yeah,
It was right up there with Donut Shop for me.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, I liked it. I don't think I liked it enough to go buy it. I bought
you did.
Donut Shop, but nobody else had. If like we would have played it and you had Donut Shop, I probably wouldn't have bought Donut Shop. Even though we all buy it.
We all bought it at the same time. Yeah.
How does it compare weight wise, like complexity and weight wise to Donut Shop though?
Stamp swaps
A little more,
complex.
yeah.
Okay,
It's more
that's kind of what I
complex.
thought, right?
Yeah,
This
it
is
is.
not. It's not a lightweight game.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, there's
Because I put Donut Shop in the lightweight category.
yeah, very much so.
Yeah, it's lighter than or heavier than that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
There's a whole nuance of the type of stamps that you're trying to collect,
Where
and
they are and-
where you put them,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
the four corners that you're trying to connect. There's a lot more nuance than just putting donuts out there and putting a box over them.
But donuts are tasty.
Donuts are tasty, and they're good for you too, because all the calories just go right out the hole.
Yeah, I've heard you say that before. I'm not sure if I believe you.
I don't.
I don't know if it's sound science.
So there's most of
Isn't it? I'm sure.
almost everything Nathan says I don't believe. So.
but it is a good. it is a good, a good enough reason for me to go buy a box of donuts.
Yeah, I'm all for it. Just
Whether you're right or wrong,
Who cares?
I like donuts.
are
that's why you just
delicious.
don't eat the donut holes. Just don't
Okay.
eat donut holes,
Yeah,
because if
that's
you do,
where all the
you're in
calories
big
are.
trouble.
You know, I'm holding you to that, Nathan.
Yeah.
So
That's why when Richie brought donut holes, I was like, oh man, I can't eat any of those because that's where all the calories are.
just poke your finger
True
through the
story.
hole of the donut hole.
There you go.
Problem
And they
solved.
just leak right out.
Yep. Problem solved.
Wow.
You know, we are trailblazers here on the Meeple Nation
Yes.
podcast.
It's got weird. It got weird.
But one thing I did, Enchanted Plumes, something I'll talk about later, I'm sure. But we did get the chance to play Ready, Set, Bet.
Yes, your
With the
high
deluxe
power
hardware
edition.
That's right.
Yeah.
Your fancy schmancy edition.
I don't think
Yeah.
you could ever go back after that.
No, I got some gruff looks from my wife when she saw a game I already had, but in a different version.
Did my daughter win that one again?
Yes, she's not allowed to play.
Yeah. Quiet little sneaky Sierra, and she just ran away with it.
You might want to figure out what she does in her spare time. She's awfully good at betting.
Well, I have the opposite. I have my son who is terrible at betting games because he doesn't know when to quit.
He's a lot like me.
Oh my gosh. Never take that kid to Vegas. He will lose his shirt.
Oh, and probably willingly, but
But do take Sierra.
yeah, do take Sierra.
She'll clean house.
yeah.
Yeah.
It is funny to watch Caden try to play. I mean, he loves playing poker, right? When we're having a
does.
game night over at your
Yep.
house and the kids are over there trying to play poker because it's like the thing to do these days. But I mean, not knocking poker at all. Poker is great. I've had fun in the poker tournaments, and next spring I'm totally playing at the SaltCON poker tournament. It's going to be awesome.
Nice.
I'm going to lose epically, but I'm going to have fun.
Good.
And I'm going to play the game to practice
Hey.
All right.
because that's
Not-
just like
I'm
poker.
not sure that's going to work for you, but you go right
You
ahead.
know, if it makes you more confident, maybe it's just about confidence.
Maybe it is. I'm sure
You
a
can work
lot
on
of
your
it
poker
is.
face.
Yeah.
There it is.
There
I'm
it is.
so fooled.
Wow.
You didn't know what I was thinking.
I didn't had no idea.
Wow.
Are you bluffing
sure
or not? I can't tell. I don't know what to do.
I'm not sure if I like this video option or not. Too many different things that we can do. But Ready, Set, Bet was great. So,
Yeah, it was. It was a lot of fun. Very good.
And yeah, I very much like it. I very much like my High Roller edition.
Yeah.
Poker chips were on spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, they really were.
Yep. Classed
Well-
that game up quite a bit.
While we were at HUGG-A-Meeple, I did like in between games and while I was like tending chicken and doing other things, I did get the rules read for Life of the Amazonia. This is a game I've wanted to play for quite a while, and we didn't get the chance to play it over the weekend, but I did play it with my wife and my son the next day, so on Sunday, and we loved that game.
Oh, good. I
It
really
is
want to try this.
fantastic. Yeah, it's a wonderful. It's a bag builder. So think Altiplano in its execution as far as bag building goes. But as you build your bag, you are pulling out your resources and deciding how you want to build your bag with them, or deciding what animals you want to purchase, or what terrain you want to purchase, or what features. There's trees and water plants and different things like that. And ultimately what you're trying to do is just build this really cool jungle, Amazonian, I guess, ecosystem that scores as many points as possible. And it really works. Like Excellent. It really, really works. It is a fantastic game. I actually can't wait to play it again.
And Lydia liked it.
She loved it.
Up to her level.
Lydia absolutely loved it. It was maybe just a little beyond. Like it was. I explained everything, and I was like, okay, how are we doing? Because there's every player can have a unique animal that's just like, that's kind of the asymmetric player power. They can have one that's just for them. And I was like, okay, are we like, have we hit maximum, saturation point or whatever, or should we introduce these unique animals? And she was like, I think we're good. Let's leave those out. And so we left those out for the first play. But we'll add those in on future plays. And I think it'll be even better. So
awesome.
Yeah, we really, really liked Life of the Amazonia. Very good game.
Excellent. I'm very much interested in this. I'd like to play it for sure.
Yeah, me too. It sounds awesome. Especially if we're going to have some asymmetrical animals in there. I like it.
All right. Well, should we move on from, because we don't want to spend... Do we want to talk about the food? I hear that SaltCON or HUGG-A-Meeple Con's not about the food, but...
It's kind of about the food.
It's kind of about the food. I suggested we have one without the food, see how well that went.
Every year we try to make it more about the food and try to get everybody on board that, it maybe is a 30, 60, 60 games and maybe a 7, I guess that's 30, 60, still 90, 10% something else. And
talking, catching up. Yeah.
I can math, and
on the fly too.
60% games and 30% food, right? Maybe we bump it up to 40 to take up that extra 10% that I omitted.
All I know is that Richie is an incredible baker. Like he bakes incredible. He made cinnamon rolls, cookies, and donuts. Andy like nailed it with the brisket. The brisket was so good. Nate made like your ugly dip.
That ugly
we
dip
had
was
that
gone.
artichoke dip. Like, it got devoured.
Yeah, I went in there to get a second and I was like, it's all gone.
Yeah. It was good.
Yeah. Had treats and breadsticks and you name it. It was so good.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Yeah, it was good times. The chicken was spot on too.
Yeah, chicken turned out okay. Yep.
Cheryl snuck some more when she was leaving.
Oh, good.
Good.
Yep.
Excellent.
Yeah, it was good times. Very much enjoyed the food, all 30% of it, and enjoyed the 60% of the game, and very much enjoyed my 10% of
I don't know, that 10 to 15% of catching up in conversation might have been my favorite part. But
it was
really good.
We even kept Nathan way up past the pumpkin hour.
You did that first night? Yeah. Oh my goodness. It was almost 2 a.m.
It was.
Oh man. Okay, that's amazing because I think I left at like midnight. So you guys must have been there for a while.
Yeah.
We were just talking, so it was good times.
Yeah, it was really good times. And then in the morning I had to get up and go to Lowe's and pick up 40 bags of bark before they went off sale. So before I could come over Saturday morning, Cheryl and I went to go get big old truckload of bark.
Nice.
And so we had to go load it up, bring it home, unload it, and wheelbarrow it around the house. And now somebody's got to put it out. Don't know who that's going to be.
I think I might be looking at him.
Yeah. You should look at Andy instead.
Well, I'm not.
I'll help you, Nathan, if you need help.
Nice.
No, it should be great. It's a point of passion, I guess, for me. I very much, for some reason, when we lived at the old house, I didn't want to do yard work. At this house, I'm like, all for it. Let's get it done.
Really? See, I'm at where you were at your old house. Well, yard work sounds terrible.
Yeah, it did, and there was a lot of issues to fix this yard, and it's a lot bigger, but
it looks good. Looks nice. You guys have done great.
We've made some improvements, and so hopefully we will continue to make more. So come on over, check out the yard. It's great.
Help out wheelbarrowing bark for Nathan.
Yeah, I like it. We can do that. This segment of the Meeple Nation podcast brought to you by Better Homes and Gardens.
Are they even around still?
Oh, totally. Yeah. I still see the magazines floating around in doctors' offices every now and then.
Plus, you can buy game shelves that are Better Homes and Gardens.
That's true.
That's what all of mine are.
Oh yeah. Yeah, those are. I need to get a new one for over here.
Opposed to the Calyx.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think I have about half and half.
The poor man's Calyx.
Yep. That's pretty much it, right? I don't know. Poor man, they're about the same price.
Are they?
And yeah, they're not. I think they're a little cheaper. Not by much, though.
A little over $100 for the bigger ones.
Yeah. Not bad, though.
I need to get one because of this stinking angled ceiling in here that I need to get something that's shorter because I can't put big boy shelves in my game room.
Yeah.
That's cute.
It's cute.
Just little boy.
Yeah, it's all this dead space that's up here.
All right. Well, should we get to some new game releases?
No, let's just keep rambling about my yard.
And your little boy shelves?
And my little boy shelves, yes.
All right. So what have we got that's going to be new?
Yeah, new releases. Stuff that's hitting the shelf right now. Stuff that you can go find out in the wild, as we like to say. Innovation Ultimate, or Innovation Ultimate Edition, I guess is what it is. Is this one that either of you have played? This is one that Dave really loved and championed for a long time. Have you played this?
I don't think I have. I have not.
This league.
Okay.
No, yeah. I have a copy of it over there.
Okay.
It's the one where you're splaying stuff left, right?
Yes. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. Not much to look at, although this new edition does have kind of a fresh coat of paint that makes it look a little prettier than the old just text on cards version, which was essentially all that the original was. But this is one that I actually kind of enjoyed. This is one that Dave got me into, and we played it online quite a bit together. Okay. I actually like the puzzle of that, the splaying and everything. It's not my favorite game by a long stretch, but I did think that it was good, and I'm kind of excited about this Ultimate Edition. I'm hoping that Dave will pick up a copy of this because, I'm not, but I think he will, and he likes the game, and I'd like to play it with him.
Does Dave know it's coming out?
I hope so.
I think
I will have to let him know.
Enveloped in homework that he may not even be aware.
Yeah, you might be right. I'm going to have to put this on his radar so he'll buy it so I can play it.
There you go.
Just stick that page in his magazines.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, by the way.
Did you know? Yeah, no, we played a ton of this, and it wore out on me.
Did it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I could see that.
And so I wanted to get rid of my copy, but no one would buy it, so I still have it. So I won't be buying the new version, but I would give it a try. I'd give it a try.
Nice.
We've talked about a lot of duo games that have come out over the years.
Yep.
And there's a new duo game that you can purchase. That's Everdell Duo. So a 2-player version of Everdell. I love Everdell. It's a great game. Interesting that you can play this as a solo game or as a 2-player game. Obviously, best with 2. But this one looks like it would be interesting. I'm not huge on 2-player games because I was at one time when my wife was playing more games with me. But she has Nathanitis and doesn't want to play games with me anymore.
Stop being such a big jerk. You win all the time. Don't lose on purpose, by the way.
I don't. That's why when she tells me when she does win, she's like, "Thanks for letting me win." I'm like, "You know me better than that. I don't even let my kids win. I never have."
Yeah. The only thing that really intrigues me about this one, I've talked a lot about this duo craze and how I'm not necessarily sold on it. But the one thing about this one that maybe does jump out at me a little bit is just that it does claim to play in 30 minutes.
Right.
And it's like, if I could have an Everdell experience, if it still feels like Everdell, if I still get that good like engine building and card, tableau building and all that, if I still get that feel and I can do it in 30 minutes, I might be interested in this one.
Well, at that point too, if you can get a 2-player game that really does play in 30 minutes, I mean, how often do we show up to game night and there's a game on the table that's going to be over in half an hour, 3 hours, and
I'm sitting right here.
we can bust out a game that takes that half hour and takes up that space for the 2 people that are waiting.
Again, I'm sitting right here.
And we could, play it like 5 times and really get good at it during that half an hour.
It was one. No, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't. We could. It wasn't just
so what you're saying, Nathan, is what you're saying, Andy, is that you and I could sit down and basically master this game.
I think so. In one night.
By the time
master class.
By the time Nathan finishes up his 45-minute game.
Yeah.
On the other table.
I think so.
We're almost done.
Sure. Was that Gnome Hollow you were playing over there?
Is that one of the times? I can't even remember what the last one was, but it was. In our defense, though,
the last one was egregious. Though it was really bad.
Yeah. Well, there was a lot of conversation that was stopping everything.
Yeah, that's true.
Because Brad can't play if he can't dialogue, and when he's talking, he can't dialogue. So
Wait, what?
when he's talking non-turn stuff,
Yeah.
because Brad has to dialogue all of his turns.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yes, he does. He
Yeah.
has to walk you through it.
Yeah.
Hadrian's Wall, it actually, and I love Brad. He's amazing. But like when he's playing Hadrian's Wall, he will sit there and it like out loud
Yeah.
annotate everything he's doing. Okay, I'm gonna put this one here. That'll give me one of these, and then I'm gonna move this over here. Oh, that'll let me check this box over. No. You know, and he's over there just annotating. And how many times when we play that game does somebody have to remind him to keep it?
Brad, keep it in your head.
Keep it in your head, bud.
Oh, okay. Sorry. And then if I could do this over here.
Yeah.
And the bad thing is, it started me doing it. And that's what makes me mad. I'm like, come on, Brad. You're a bad influence. Now we're just a
rubbing
table of dialoguers.
Great. And to somebody from the outside looking in, that's just a table full of crazy people.
Yeah.
Especially if it's all at
Talking to
once.
himself.
Scribbling and talking
Scribbling
to
and talking,
themselves.
yeah. Conspiracy theories. I take this over here and this over here. Yeah.
Nice.
Hadrian Wall's great, by the way.
It is a good game.
Did you finish talking about your game?
Yeah.
What was it even?
That's
I can't even remember.
Everdell Duo.
Everdell Duo. Yes.
It looks like I'm with you, Doug. The fact that it's 30 minutes intrigues me. Not only that, if I could probably get my wife to play a 2-player game if it was 30 minutes, because she's usually, how long is it?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
my
yeah.
wife's response too.
Yeah, my wife got burned out. She had one of those games of Everdell where like she was done with all the seasons,
Was it Carvey?
and it was kind of like that. But she was done with all the seasons while people were still in like
Spring.
It was like spring or summer, and yeah, and it was like, okay, well, you guys just call me when you're done so we can score the game. And it was like an hour later.
I'm gonna go
And
watch
she
a
was
movie.
like, yeah, I'm not ever playing Everdell. So this might be an option for her.
Yeah.
This might be the version to play with her and get her into Everdell.
Because Everdell is a good game.
It is, yeah, I like it.
Great game.
It is a good game.
Yeah.
Couple others that are new releases. Arkham Horror, the living card game, the Drowned City campaign expansion has finally dropped, and I'm hearing nothing but good things about it. This one's one that's been, if you're into Arkham Horror, the LCG, this is one that's been kind of talked about for a while, because this is finally Cthulhu is hitting Arkham. And
cool.
the investigators have to go up against the big elder god himself.
So if they're bringing Cthulhu out, does this mean they're getting ready to say we've done all we are doing with Arkham Horror? The card game?
Interesting. You should bring that up. Here's a little side tangent for you.
What?
So-
We don't do those.
So that was the original. That was the original thing. I mean, the developers and team and everyone involved always said like, hey, we're kind of building up to like Cthulhu hitting the board, and once Cthulhu makes a showing, we'll be wrapping things up, because that's the finale, right? Like that's the big show, so to speak. A couple cycles ago, they got a new team in place, a new development team in place. And that team has just been knocking it out of the park. They did a great job with A Feast for Hemlock Vale, and now this Drowned City stuff that people have really liked. And so basically what they're saying is we are going to kind of fundamentally change the world. So, having not played it, I don't know what that looks like, but, win or lose, in the aftermath of this campaign, Arkham and everything is rather broken. And it's sort of a big, if you've played through these campaigns, that like there's crazy stuff that happens on these like sort of isolated locations, or there's these mysteries that you have to solve, or you're off in the deep north, or you're at these secret hidden locations and all this kind of stuff. Cthulhu making an appearance basically means like the cat's out of the bag, right? Like the world knows, the world is aware of what's going on now. And I think that's kind of the gist of what's going on, is like the world is forever changed after this campaign wraps up. And yeah, they're totally planning on bringing more forward and doing more stuff, but it's going to have, I think they're going to change some things, so it'll have a little bit of a different flavor. So I think that's what a lot of us are in the community anyway, are, curious and antsy and anticipating, we've got worries and hopes and all that kind of stuff, is that in the aftermath of all this, what does the universe sort of look like? So yeah, it'll be interesting to see, but I'm really excited. This finally came out, and I haven't had a chance to play it yet, but I'm real antsy to get to it soon.
Yeah, sounds way cool.
Yep.
Every time we talk about that, it makes me miss playing that game.
I want to play it too. I've only played it
It's good times.
twice, and it was awesome.
Yeah, it's
Doug introduced us to it, and that's a phenomenal game.
Yep. For
Really
sure.
good.
All right. Well, there's one that your daughter's boyfriend backed.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, he was way excited
Has-
for it.
Received it, and I want to play this so ridiculously badly.
Yeah, can you get on him to start learning those rules?
Seriously.
It'd probably be better if somebody else read the rules, because if you're waiting on him to read the rules, you're going to be waiting. So the rules are, he's not a heavy gamer, but the Elden Ring theme is something that he was very much in the video games. So when this Kickstarter came out and he backed it, he went all in, and he's been talking about it coming up ever since he and Ashley hooked up, and so he's way excited for it. And
it looks amazing.
he got it, and I gave him some real estate to put it on my game shelf in here, and he was going to set it up and try to go through it. And then we took the table down for HUGG-A-Meeple, so maybe I need to put it back up, and so then he can set it up and then put the leaves on it when he's not.
Yeah, give that man some space. Let him do his work.
But you had a table over there?
You know what? Just because it's buried under all those games I took to your house.
You know, I'm looking at the pictures of Elden Ring, and the stack of boxes for that Kickstarter, that is unreal.
It's kind
it
of
was-
ridiculous.
It was
Holy
a lot
cow.
of stuff, and he went all in. So he's
Yeah.
got. I had to give him 2 shelves to put everything.
Yeah,
on
I
it,
bet.
So.
Yeah, that is a big game.
Yeah, and he's a little overwhelmed. He's like, I don't know where to start. Where do I start reading? What
Page
boxes
1.
do I? Yeah. So I was like,
Stop
you
by
just start.
popping the shrink. That's step
And
one.
he did do that. We looked at some of the stuff. It's pretty cool. Miniatures in there.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
Megatures. I don't know what you want to call them.
Megatures?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that looks
cool.
so good.
Yeah. So
I haven't played the video games at all, so
haven't either.
I've only heard people kind of rave about it, and yeah, the production and everything on this looked really good. So I will be definitely very curious about this one.
So yeah, we'll see how that goes. But on a different note, there is a great new pirate game coming out. It's called Lying Pirates, and this is one that has your guys' name not on it at all. I don't
I
figured-
was gonna say it sounds
Yeah.
like a party game.
think. It does sound like a party game. Sounds like a lot of fun.
You know, when I saw this, I don't know, it was a week ago or so, and I'm like, pirates. Oh, nope, I'm out.
Yeah.
No,
Because I know you like pirate games,
I do.
But,
That was the initial, hey, what? And then
and then no.
I lost it. I'm like, really? You had to ruin a pirate game?
So we'll see how this is. I haven't made it through the rules. I was hoping to play it this weekend at our HUGG-A-Meeple, but I did not get it done.
Salem didn't even get played at HUGG-A-Meeple.
No, it didn't.
I'm shocked.
I'm
crazy.
bummed out. It was. We really need to just stick to a week-long event.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah.
A week-long event.
A
Is that
Well,
week-long
like
event.
MonCon, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
MonCon was great,
Yeah.
where we just were. I don't want to say the word trapped. We were isolated,
Yeah, no one could leave because it was
Yeah.
too far away.
and it was amazing.
It was
So,
awesome.
Next year, we'll look forward to that. Julie says she's going to invite us all up there again next year.
Awesome.
Wow.
And so, yeah, we'll sit up there for longer, and and we'll have some more food.
Yes, we
We'll
will.
have some more awesome food.
And lots of gaming, which
And
is
lots
great.
of gaming. Yeah. I thought that being isolated up there where there was limited distractions, people can't leave, because it happens when we're here local for our
does.
group,
Yeah.
that we have our folks going in and out, and the Hug ladies come, and they're kind of isolated because it's not an easy drive, but there's real world stuff that they got to go,
Yeah.
they got to get to stores and got to get to plan family parties and whatever.
Gotta be sick.
Gotta be sick, Sarah. Stinking Sarah. But
Come on, Sarah.
but being up there in Montana, I mean, that's worth there, right? We're
Oh, yeah.
committed to that.
They're committed.
And it is phenomenal.
Not in an Arkham way.
No, yeah. There's no Cthulhu. It's a kumbaya, love, happiness, and
Lots of delicious food.
lots of delicious food. It's about the food. With games.
Anyway, all of this to make the point that we didn't get to all the
didn't get
games
the-
we wanted
yeah,
to, and
including Lying
and so
Pirates.
we just all need more game time.
Like I said, we don't take tangents at all.
No, we don't do tangents at all. But this Lying Pirates, the race for the pirate throne. It's a 2 to 6 player game. Plays in 30 to 90 minutes. It's a dice rolling game. So I I don't know. I think there might be some leeway for you guys. Maybe we'll give it a shot. But there is a betting phase. There's a sailing phase. You're upgrading your crew, and it's an asymmetrical map. You put out the tiles, and you decide as a group how you want the tiles to be.
I don't like how he's trying to talk in this convincing voice.
It's gonna be fun.
Remember how I said what I said earlier in the podcast that I don't believe a word Nathan says.
It's just cracking me up. We can all see what you're trying to do.
This is giving me trust issues, Nathan.
There might be a few people listening to you who are buying it.
I'm sure there's plenty of people out there on board with this game. You guys,
all two of them. Yeah,
all two of them.
Well, speaking of Cthulhu, Tiny Epic Cthulhu is also available. You backed this, Doug, right?
I did.
I
Yeah.
did too.
Back it?
I did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I haven't played it yet.
This is one that I wanted to. I was like, because I'd my Tiny Epic games usually just end up sitting on my shelf.
I know, mine too.
And so I didn't back the last two. And
I don't do most of these, but this one looked pretty good. It has that cool spinner, and it spins, and I don't know what it does because I haven't read the rule book yet, but it looks cool.
And it's Cthulhu themed. So
It is Cthulhu
it
themed.
had me there. And
it's supposed to play in 30 to 45 minutes as well.
yeah.
So a quick play, which is nice.
Yeah.
Very
I'm
nice.
regretting that I didn't back it, but I didn't.
Not all the Tiny Epic games play that quickly. So,
Yeah.
it'll be interesting to see if, I guess, my experience with the Tiny Epic games is I think a lot of them, they don't wear out their welcome, which is nice. With this being such a short time frame to play, I hope that you feel like you're not, like it's not missing, like kind of like what we talked about with Endeavor Deep Sea, right? Like it would be better if it had 3 more turns or 1 or 2 more turns, and maybe they were just trying to keep the time down. I hope not. I hope it feels crunchy enough that you feel like you played a game and it was a fun game, and you know.
Well, and I think there's that delicate balance, right, between
Totally.
a game feeling like it was cut too short, and then actually being a turn longer, and you're like,
Overstaying its welcome.
that was way too long.
And I think you can pull it off if, like, with that time frame of 30 to 45 minutes, if you have something like simultaneous play and, where you're not taking really long turns. The turns are either really fast or they're simultaneous, so you can feel like you're still getting a lot done.
Yeah.
Playing it, really diving in, being able to dive into the game and experience the game. But if you have long terms, either the game is not going to take 45 minutes, it's going to take an hour and a half, or you just are left wanting more or never ever pulling it out of the box ever again.
Yeah.
So hopefully that's not the case with this, but it looks good. It looks fun.
And one last one I wanted to talk about before we move on to new game announcements was you talked about dual games. Well, I have a non-dual game, but it is a 2-player game. And that's Mythicals, which I'm just really anxious to get this to the table with my wife. Just pick this up. It's a very simple card drafting game, and you're trying to, not necessarily card drafting, but it's, I can't say exactly how I feel about it because I haven't played it yet, but you're drawing cards, and if you draw cards that you have the same number, you have to give one to your opponent, and just all sorts of little nuances that I'm interested to try and find out. And once I've played it, I'll be able to talk about it more. But this is one that I'm
really like the art style on this.
The art is really nice looking.
Yeah, the art looks very good on this.
Yeah, and but this is a game it's supposed to be a pretty quick game, and I am very much looking forward to getting it to the table with my wife, and then maybe expand that onto so I can have it on the other table when you and Doug get here, Andy.
Give us more options.
Yeah,
That's
give me
awesome.
some more
So
options.
this will be after we learn Elden Ring on that other table.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
So
Just wanna make
after you
sure
take your master class in Elden Ring, you
understand
can
our
take your master
priorities.
class.
Everdell Duo.
Yeah.
If we're playing Elden Ring on that other table, there's some issues on this table.
You are not wrong. Okay, so if there aren't any other new releases that you guys want to talk about, let's dive into some new game announcements, because I do think there's some pretty cool stuff.
And I'm really excited for the first one we have on our list with some Stonemaier games.
So Stonemaier Games, they sent out an email this last week, and I think some of this was already known. I think some of it may have been talked about before, but it was kind of the official. Jamie Stegmaier did like a big the Spaniverse or whatever we're calling all the Span games these days, but he gave kind of a big update on that and confirmed and we don't know the titles or anything yet, but he confirmed that there are new expansions in the work for Wingspan,
Yay!
Wormspan,
Yay!
and Finspan.
Never played it.
So, so Wingspan's getting its 4th expansion at this point, I think, and then Wormspan and Wingspan are each getting their 2nd.
Dude, Nathan, your excitement is palpable.
I know Nathan is he's speechless,
He is.
right? For those of you not watching and just listening, Nathan can't even talk because he is almost apoplectic with excitement.
Way. Wingspan does not need another expansion.
It might, actually.
Wormspan and Finspan, sure, that's great. They're still in their infancy.
I like Wingspan. It's a good game. I like it quite a bit. So yeah.
Whatever.
But for fans of the Spaniverse, you only have more to look forward to. And I'm going to be honest, I don't personally see that train slowing down anytime soon.
No, I don't either. So I should put my span filter on so it just goes to my trash.
Wow. There's still room in that big box. In the nesting box.
Oh, that nesting box still has a ton of room.
It did have a lot of room in it still when I culled it.
there it is.
Now there's a lot of room on my shelf, and I'm happier
it's
inside.
kind of funny that you bought that to begin with, because you were like railing on Wingspan way before you bought the nesting box, and you still bought the nesting box.
I still remember that conversation because I was ordering it, and I was like, would you guys like me to add this to the order? And Andy was like, yeah, of course. And you were like, yeah, I think that'd be, this was like after you've been railing against Wingspan. I was like, okay, it's $80.
I sold it for a profit, I think.
I doubt it.
Probably not.
Probably not.
Anyway.
I was happy with what I got for it. So
that's good.
Good.
Got me some other games that I culled later too.
Nice.
What other new game announcements are on your radar?
So we have Heat Tunnel Vision coming out. That's going to be releasing soon. I'm excited about that.
So what's that going to add to the game?
Tunnels.
Just tunnels?
New maps.
Oh, new maps.
I think this is primarily new maps. In fact, I don't even know if this comes with the 8th player.
It does not.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it's maps only. So the base game of Heat, you can play up to 6, and it had everything for 6 players. And then what was the second? I keep wanting to say Torrential Rains, but that was the Heavy Rain. Heavy Rain. Yeah, because it was Torrential Rain. Was one of the original language versions of it or whatever. But yeah, so Heavy Rain came with new maps, and it came with the 7th player option. This, I think, is just new maps.
Yep.
Leading everybody to believe that there will definitely be at least one more after this.
Because there's room in the base box for an 8th car.
Yeah, it's all in that insert. So
so it's all planned out.
I'm very sure that it is.
Nice. I'm excited for a new Underwater Cities expansion. I love this game.
I missed that.
And the fact that there's going to be a new expansion comes out hopefully would mean that we'll hit our table a little more frequently, because this is one that we played a fair bit when it first came out.
Yeah.
And it really hasn't hit the table much since. I think it hit the table once last year. I love this game. It's amazing. So in order to get it pulled out and played again, awesome. If an expansion's the excuse we need, I'll buy that for $1.
I'm sure it's going to cost more than $1.
Shoot. I'd still buy it for $1.
Yeah. So this is the Data Era expansion.
Yes.
So Underwater Cities Data Era. And in Data Era, players receive a new resource type, data disks. Data disks provide additional actions along with new buildings called data centers and a new city type, information cities. So
yeah, those look like that blue domes.
I only got to play this the one time, and I really liked it. This is a game that I would love to see hit the table again. So excellent.
Yeah, I'm excited for that one.
Okay, so we all like Earth. Earth is a good game.
Earth is a great game.
It's a really
Can't
fantastic
wait for
game.
Abundance
And
to
yeah, that
hit the
Abundance.
table.
Yeah, we're still waiting for Abundance.
That fulfillment. I mean, I've seen some pics where people have been have received some of their copies.
Yeah, I think it's in the middle of fulfillment now. So I do believe that some people are getting their copies. Hopefully ours will show up soon. But they and this always kind of bothers me. Not like I still like Earth, and I'm
it's not I led into the way I did.
Yeah, it's not like that big of a deal. But like when they announce another expansion before the first expansion or the prior expansion has even fulfilled or hit shelves or is available, I'm always a little bit like, okay, you guys might be getting a little big for your britches. A little cart before the horse there.
A little wingspanny.
No, I don't think so.
I didn't say that. Interesting how
it's not that bad.
I wouldn't have drawn that parallel.
I'm not sure where you're going with that, but they did announce the Earth Animal Kingdom. So yeah, I don't really know that much about it, but it's going to dive
More-
into
more
more
Fauna.
animals.
Has it said for sure it's an expansion, or is it? Okay.
Yeah.
I was wondering with the Animal Kingdom if that could almost be kind of a standalone thing.
Well, I'm wondering if, because there's a lot of flora and not a lot of fauna in that game. You just have the animals on the main board for the goals, right? So maybe they're introducing more
Oh.
animals that you can put into your actual tableau.
I don't think this will be the full expansion like Abundance was. That I think Andy's right. I think that's what this is going to be. I think this will be more to expand those options for scoring. In the description, it says, expand the award-winning game Earth with the Animal Kingdom expansion, which introduces 36 new animals, each with powerful asymmetric abilities that change how you build your tableau.
Okay.
So
Sounds cool.
yeah.
Actually, sounds like an expansion that's probably not going to be too crazy expensive either. So
Yeah.
maybe one easy to pick up.
Almost like a mini expansion.
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right. I can support
So
that one.
more Earth to be excited about, which is good. I actually haven't played Earth for quite a while, and I would love for that to hit the table again soon.
It's a great game. You know, did you guys ever grow up playing StarCraft? I know, Nathan, you did.
yeah.
I loved StarCraft.
Totally.
It was
StarCraft.
awesome.
100%. Yep.
So they have a new tabletop miniatures board game coming out for StarCraft.
We haven't played your last version of StarCraft.
Yeah, but this one's going to be better.
Because it gets played.
We'll forget about that one. We're gonna play. We'll play this new one.
Yeah, because this one has better miniatures for one. It looks like it's going to anyway. That's like old school, like early 2000s miniatures.
Oh, wow.
So this looks really cool.
Just looking at that,
Isn't that ridiculous? So I'm excited. It looks cool. And I love tabletop war games. And so I know I've introduced my son to the Star Wars miniatures, the old school Star Wars miniatures game. That was the prelude to the Star Wars. What is the one that you have, Nathan? I can't remember now.
Sorry, I was looking at pictures. What?
Legion.
Legion, Star Wars Legion.
Yeah, Star Wars Legion.
So
I'm going back to pictures now.
I introduced my son to that, and so this looks amazing. Like the miniatures look amazing. It would be cool. So it's talking about how it's staying true to the video game. It would be kind of cool if they could combine and really do like a board game version of a real time strategy game where you have to. Maybe it would be silly to do, but it would be kind of cool where you have to actually collect resources so you can build your stuff and have your grunts out there trying to mine for whatever. And so you actually have resources and you're building your army in real time rather than predetermining like a lot of the war games that you play, the tabletop war games. There's a predetermined number of points that you have and you just deploy your armies and then you go at it. It would be kind of cool to build your army in real time based on what the other players are doing. Like you could still like say, we're doing 1,000-point army, but how you deploy those is based on what you're building, and what you can build is based on the resources that you're producing. That'd be cool.
Yeah, this has a lot of potential. I'm super excited about this. StarCraft has a very beloved place in my little childhood heart. Yeah. And I'm excited about this. There's not a lot out, but I'm looking at like these minis they have. There's Jim Raynor and Kerrigan as the Queen of Blades, and I'm actually not sure which. I think this is Zeratul is the Protoss that's there, but but I mean these images look really fantastic.
They really do.
This has a lot of potential. I'm actually pretty excited about this.
Yeah.
So we'll see more about this later, I guess. But
yeah.
Well, hopefully you're backing it because I'm not.
Well, it's coming out in 2026, and that's a really good point, Nathan, because I'm not looking for an endless release schedule of products for something like this. The thing about like the Star Wars miniatures games is that they're going to just keep cranking those out forever until the game dies. Right. But with StarCraft, they could definitely start with kind of an end in mind. I mean, there's only so many units you can make for each faction. Hopefully, this game will come out with most of them and then you're kind of set, right? Like, I don't know that you're going to just keep cranking out product after that. Now, if it's successful and they make money at it, maybe they'll try. I don't know, but that is one of the reasons why this excites me. Is not only because it's an IP I really like, but also because of that. Because it's like even if it does carry a hefty price tag, I think I can still pay it and have everything and not have to worry about more and more and more coming out over time.
Yeah, because also the base coming out in 26, followed by board games set
in the StarCraft universe.
Oh, board game set in the StarCraft team.
Yeah, so it sounds like there's going to be more games that have this IP that aren't going to necessarily be the tabletop war game.
Okay, so maybe there's
cool.
not a ton of miniatures. Which is going to be a disappointment, right? If there's not a ton of miniatures in it.
not for me. I get maybe for some people that would be, but for me, if this is all like a contained set and I can have fun playing with the stuff that's there, and again, like I don't have to worry about endless expansions and stuff. That's the experience I would like to have in a miniatures game.
My guess is that as long as it is successful, they'll have several expansions. I don't know if they'll have a ton, but I would imagine they were going to have several expansions because most games do.
Sure.
That are
and like a couple wouldn't be bad, but I kind of get the feeling this is where if it's successful, they'll move on to other IPs. They'll just go do other
or
stuff.
just more with this IP, right? Kind of what it sounds like here. It's going to be followed by other board games set in this universe. So rather than expand on this particular war game, they're going to expand on if it's successful, why not expand on the theme and create a StarCraft duo.
StarCraft Duo, the miniatures game. Just what everybody's clamoring for. They probably already got it in the works.
They probably do.
Yeah.
Good grief. Oh, boy.
Well, that was exciting. I'm way excited. So I see, Doug, you put on yours here, Tower Up expansion.
Yeah. So, hey, this is a game. I really want to play this.
Yeah.
I've heard good things about this. I know you like this game.
Yeah, I do like this game. It's really accessible. It's easy to understand and has some strategy in it that you can, you're going to pick a location and then you're going to build on everything that location is attached to and then try to put a top on a building that's next to it. And it's very simple, very accessible, and honestly, I felt after playing it a few times that it needed an expansion, so it needed something more.
Well,
to
you got it.
Flush it out, and so I was really excited to see this this expansion for Tower Up, and Tower Up now has a BGA implementation.
Cool.
That is, it's not my favorite, but it works.
Cool. And so this expansion, apparently like Tower Up, it's kind of like along the coast, as if I having not played it, I don't know, but it sounds like the game kind of is you're building up these towers along a coast of some sort. So what it says here in the description is, after finishing construction in the city, your firm is going all the way to the coastline. Oh, okay, there we go. So sure. It's time to build bridges to connect islands, and don't forget your statues. So like Ellis Island kind of thing is what I'm kind of getting out of the statues part of it. And then bridges into islands and more buildings and towers and all that kind of stuff. So this is Tower Up Paradise Islands. I don't think we said the title of that, but that's exciting. I definitely want to get the base game played so that I can enjoy this announcement maybe a little bit more.
Well, I can try to do that this week. Sweet. See if we can get it to the table. It's a great little game.
So one for sure that I will be picking up, 100% will be picking up, is
StarCraft?
Nope. Terra Mystica fanfic factions. I'm really excited about this. So
you just got your Gaia Project expansion, so a new Terra Mystica expansion?
Yeah. And one of my favorite things about Terra Mystica are all the different factions and how they play so differently. Well, 2 new factions for each color, including the expansion, the Fire and Ice expansion. They're having 2 new factions so basically a new faction board for each color because it's double-sided faction board.
Nice.
And so that's going to completely refresh the game, I think, because that's what makes that game so replayable are the factions and the asymmetry and how they play completely differently from each other. Yeah. So I'm very excited about this. I really do think it's going to breathe new life into Terra Mystica.
Yeah. So the developer went to fans. This was like back in 2021, and they were like, well, what factions would you like to see? What do you want us to do here? And the fans inundated them with all these different ideas for factions. And so that's why this is called Terra Mystica Fan Fictions, because it's 20 new factions for Terra Mystica. So I think this is going to blow the doors open on that asymmetric play.
Oh, yeah. I'm so excited for this. This looks amazing.
Very, very cool. As you guys know, I'm a big Ark Nova fan. And
really?
I have no idea.
Well, it's been brought up once or twice before. But the Ark Nova universe, I guess, is being expanded. Not the game itself, but the universe. There is like a big box storage solution and expansion in the works. That is coming. This is the Ark Nova universe, though, is getting a new game called Sanctuary. And it looks like this is more of a tile placement zoo building style game. So don't know much about it. It says, in Sanctuary, you will plan and design a modern, scientifically managed zoo for animals and visitors. A supply of 135 unique zoo tiles provides you with animals, buildings, and projects. In every game, you want to find the best mix from those available to build the most successful zoological establishment. So, yeah, I'm actually not sure how I feel about this. I feel like Ark Nova, I haven't played it out at all. No, like nowhere even close. I'm not necessarily clamoring for an Ark Nova universe, but more Ark Nova content, please. So, yeah, well, I've kind of got my eye on this. This seems interesting. And I know for a lot of people, this will make them happy. But this is a standalone game, not an expansion.
All right. One that I kind of have Kickstarter regret is...
just one? Okay.
Yeah, just one.
Which one are we talking about today?
This is Galactic Cruise. This is one that I really... somebody was selling a copy of this at the Game Swap on Thursday of spring. And I thought, oh, I'm going to go back and pick that up. And then I went back and it was gone because it was a hot commodity. But this is one that should be hitting the shelves soon. Kickstarters are almost all fulfilled, and so you should be starting to see it on regular shelves coming out soon, and retail version. And this is one that it's got a pretty hefty teach. It has a heavy weight, 3.89.
Yep.
And but it has very similar style mechanics of, I think I'm seeing a lot of kind of from the moon elements, and actually I'm seeing a lot more complex than from the moon. But this maybe even borderline Voidfall. But I don't know. Will some of the components and maybe that's just the containers I'm talking about. But I haven't played this. I would really like to play this. Maybe Will back this.
Maybe so.
This has Will's name all over it, so he can teach us that.
That sounds like a great idea, Will, if you're listening.
If you don't have it, Will, go get it.
Bring it and teach us.
Yeah. This is one that, I mean, if I see it again, I'll probably try to find it. But
we
if I
really
see it again,
just
I'll
need
try
Will
to find it.
Yeah, we just need him to lay this out for us on a silver platter.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we'll get on that.
So, Nathan, you have the opportunity to fulfill one of your lifelong dreams of saving the planet Bruce Willis style. And there is an actual game to teach you how to do this.
I'm kind of excited about this title.
It's How to Save a World.
The World.
It's a world.
Oh.
It's How to Save a World.
Fine.
But you could say the world because, yeah, we live here. But anyway, there is, for those of you that have seen Armageddon, the 1998 film with Bruce Willis, there's an asteroid heading toward Earth, and they have to do something to save the Earth. Well, similarly, there's an asteroid heading for the planet that you as scientists live on, and you have to come up with ways to save the world. This is a worker placement game with hand building and resource management in a sci-fi setting where you are each playing as researchers and as scientists, and you have to come up with different ways. What might be an energy shield, there's lasers in this. You are basically making one final attempt to preserve some of the unique species of the planet. An evacuation plan has been ordered to a nearby forest moon, but ultimately we're trying to save a planet.
Yeah, thematically, I'm kind of in on this one. This looks kind of fun.
And I like the fact that I like hand building games, I like resource management games, and I like worker placement games. It sounds right up our alley. It really does.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm kind of intrigued by this. Hopefully it ends up being pretty good.
Very nice. Okay, so you guys all have your laptops there. If you haven't already, you really need to click on the links for Quacks, the all-in edition, and tell me what you think of that artwork. So Quacks of Quedlinburg is being redone in an all-in package with brand new art. And the art style is causing a bit of a stir.
Oh.
Because...
I feel like I'm like watching the claymation cartoons from Christmas as a kid.
You need to have the dentist there to come pull out the teeth of the abominable snowman.
Yeah, that's kind of what this... Wow. Yeah. No, I don't
that
like
just
the
took
artwork.
away like all the joy that Quacks has for me.
Yeah, this, I'm just going to say it. This does not look good to me. And it only makes me want to hold on to my copy all the more.
Oh, for sure.
Because my understanding is this is not new content. This is it's Quacks
Just new
and
art.
Herb Witches and Alchemists, and it's all just in one package, all redone with new art.
It looks like they tried to make it cutesy.
Yeah, 100%. And they even have like the little acrylic, like geek up bit kind of things, but they've got like little, like I'm looking at a picture here and the yellow, what even is that?
The Mandrake?
Is that the Mandrake? And it's like all smiley?
Yeah,
and,
the Mandrake
like,
has a big smiley face on it.
Mandrakes don't smile.
They scream. Even the vulture skulls or the bird skulls they look cutesy.
yeah,
right?
just kind of anime
Yeah.
something.
That's unfortunate.
Not a fan, but
From cutesy to pukesy.
if this,
Wow. Tell us how you really feel.
hey, if you don't mind the art in this, this is probably going to be a great option for you to pick up.
I'm sure there's a
all
ton of people
Quacks,
who like
right?
the artwork.
I'm sure there are.
Sure there are.
Not me, though.
Just not one of them.
I do like that they did the acrylic tiles out of the gate in
Yeah.
the box rather than the crappy cardboard ones that just rub all the artwork off because you're bag building with them so much. But no, that is one nice aspect about it. But the rest of it, yeah, I'll keep my copy with my geek up bits.
Yep.
Thank you very much.
Yep. Same seas.
All right. I wanted to hit one last one.
Okay.
Since we talked about Tiny Epic Cthulhu, how about the Arkham Travel Guide?
How about it?
So this is a roll and write where you are essentially a tour guide. You're creating a tour for tourists to come through to show them some of the greatest parts of Arkham. Although be careful, you might lose some of your tourists here and there.
This sounds like right up James's alley. He's going to try to lose.
Yeah, he's going to
tourists.
try to lose all of his
How many
tourists.
can I lose?
Yeah. So this is great. You're going to create a route for as many tourists and landmarks as possible, and then when you're going to score at the end of the game, you're going to be confronted by one of the old ones, Cthulhu,
Yog-Sothoth.
Yog-Sothoth, Dagron. I always want to say Dagron from Homestar Runner, but Dagon and
Shub-Niggurath.
you go. We'll go with what you said. I'm going to slaughter that Shub. Mr. Shub. We're gonna
Mr.
call him
Shub. We'll call him
Shub.
Mr. Shub.
And depending on how well you avoid the horrible places, leaves you with how many tourists you have surviving. And at the end, the game, if you have, whoever has the most tourists in the attractions along your route is going to earn the victory points and become the tour guide of
This is
Arkham.
like extreme tourism here.
Extreme tourism.
Wow.
Yeah. This is I'm actually really excited about this thing where you're taking your folks through a tour and
You might not survive, guys.
you
Sorry.
may not survive.
But it might be worth it because you're going to see some cool stuff.
Yeah. I think this is going to be fun. It's going to be it's only 30 to 40 minutes.
This looks good.
Yeah, I'm totally going to try to find this.
For just a little rolling, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very cool. I like it. Really quickly, I'll just buzz through a few here for fans of the Trailblazer series. So there's like the John Muir Trail and the Arizona Trail. There's a new Colorado Trail coming out. So
I got to open up my John Muir.
yeah, I that's one. I know you have it. I'd like to play it. I'd like to try it. And I think it's doing well for them because they're making a third one. For those out there who might be interested in single player solitaire games that have some really cool art. If you look at pictures of this, I think the art on this looks really good. But this is Hercules and the 12 Labors, where you're rolling dice and trying to work Hercules through the 12 labors to ascend into godhood. So I thought that one kind of caught my eye. I thought that looked pretty good. Maglev Metro is coming out with a new map pack, Maglev Maps Volume 2.
We talked about getting this to the table again.
Yeah,
so
we probably ought to get some use out of that base game in Volume 1 before we commit to Volume 2. But
for sure.
I think that's exciting for people, for Maglev fans. And then another game that I know you really like, Nathan, and it didn't land with me as much, but it is one I'd like to try again at some point, and that was The Wolves.
Yeah, I would like to play it again,
Yeah.
too.
So there's an Apex expansion that's coming out for that now. Which, hey, maybe an expansion might help with that. I don't know. It was not bad. It just didn't quite land with me. I think because of the, as I recall, when we played that game, I had spent a lot of time setting something up, and then somebody came in and was just like, nope. And it was like, oh, okay. Well, there went 5 turns, it was just kind of like, okay, it was the feel bad, take that kind of thing. Maybe this fixes it. I don't know. I'd still be willing to try it again. I know that was a popular game that a lot of people liked it. So that's one that is coming out.
Lord of the Ring, Fate of the Fellowship. This looks kind of fun. This is a cooperative game where you're trying to help Frodo get to the ring. Same story we all know, right? The Crew family adventure, reiteration of the Crew. And so we'll see how that goes. I really have enjoyed the Crew Deep Sea and the Crew Search for Planet 9.
Yeah, this is the like Robinson Crusoe version, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and Flashpoint Legacy of Flame should be hitting the shelves soon. I have my Kickstarter that I got. I'm very anxious to get this to the table as soon as we get Ticket to Ride done. So we got to bust out Ticket to Ride and then put out some fires.
Cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Fires.
Crowdfunding, and I will not go off on a tangent, but I'm kind of done with crowdfunding. I'm getting really burned out on crowdfunding. But there really wasn't very much that was catching my eye that we haven't already kind of talked about and put on the radar, other than the Project L Ultimate All-In Collection did launch actually just today. And that includes the Project L All-In and the Square One, which is like it's not Project L Square One, it's just Square One, but yeah.
It's in the Project L universe
or whatever.
Yep.
So anyway, I don't know if those were ones that you had previously backed, but now you can get them both in one package.
I did back the single expansion out of this. So I did make a backing in this. Just also talking about some other crowdfunding coming soon. We talked about Lying Pirates. There's an expansion coming out.
I did just back a bunch of terrain pieces that are not related to HeroScape.
Oh, really? Oh,
but you can use them for
the
HeroScape.
knockoff.
Yeah. I backed a bunch of those. So
did you?
I did.
Okay.
Cool.
I still had a bunch of HeroScape version 1, so...
Yeah, I did that. I thought this would be cool for HeroScape. It would also be cool if we play BattleTech to really build some epic, cool maps.
Yeah.
Use the HeroScape stuff and use this other knockoff brand. But they have quite a bit of terrain you could buy on that Kickstarter page. So that was one of the few things I've backed this year. I think all of us have backed way off of crowdfunding stuff, so...
Yeah, except for stupid G.I. Joe.
Except for G.I. Joe.
I'm actually, I am excited about that one.
I am too.
Me too.
So there is an expansion for Lying Pirates. We talked about that earlier. This is the Ghost Pack, and this is you can get the Ghost Pack from the original one, and then this is for the Cities of Greed expansion. So that has, at the time we're recording, has 12 days left, the time of release. And then going back to Discord, Nippon, that is coming soon. SaltPOD wanted to make sure that we saw a bunch of these. This Computer Junkyard, distilled cocktails. I had back distilled, sold distilled. Maybe regret getting rid of distilled, but...
Yeah, I really want to play that. There's an expansion for that coming out too.
Yeah, and that's what the distilled cocktails. Yeah. And SaltPOD really liked Red Dog Junction, which I didn't really look much into that one. Nippon looks really good. And then this The Asylum, has some, not Awakened Realms, it's...
it's Awakened Realms.
Is it Awakened Realms?
Yeah.
And Awakened Realms does so good with their miniatures.
They really do.
And some of these miniatures in this set look really cool, but that should be coming out not till Q3 of this year. So I'm sure we will be talking about that more.
Yeah. Well, the campaign is scheduled for Q3 this year.
Yeah.
I'm sure we won't get it until 2027, which is
probably
another reason why I backed off of kickstarting, because I'm honestly getting tired of backing games and being really excited about them, and then having like 2 or 3 years go by and trying to remember why I was excited about it.
Yeah. So we'll see how things go. Oh, and Galactic Cruise does have an expansion coming out and a reprint. So
nice.
Yep. So good time. Some crowdfunding that we were able to sneak in there, and oh man,
Nice.
We're going long.
Yeah, we were a bit long, but we talked about some pretty awesome games coming out and a lot of new releases and new game announcements. Mostly excited about some of these expansions to games that we already have.
Yeah, I do enjoy a good expansion, not a span expansion.
Come on, Nathan. Maybe this new Wingspan expansion is going to fix everything for you. which
Bet it
was to
will.
have too many expansions.
It's
So
gonna fix it.
It's going to fix it.
It's going to fix it.
It's going to fix it.
This expansion is
You
going to
watch.
fix the number of
Wingspan's going
expansions.
to become his number one game.
Yeah, it'll
Yeah.
be
Of all
top
time.
5.
We already
It's gonna
have a
dethrone-
6-inch draw deck. What's 2 more inches?
You don't have to put all the expansions in at the same time
Then why buy them?
because you get a different experience as you mix and match them.
But
Yeah, but then you have to go through there.
that
and
deck of
shuffle out,
cards is
so-
just a bit as big in Force Shuffle, so that's a silly
When-
thing to be complaining about.
When have you
which
ever?
is how I've kind of shunned away from
really?
Forest Shuffle
you have
too.
issues.
Oh my gosh! When have you ever been afraid of just sorting a few cards?
I don't know.
It's crazy to me.
It's like I don't even know you anymore.
I've
Who
just
even
played
are
a
you?
ton of Forest Shuffle too. Yeah, it's.
I
it
love
is.
Forest Shuffle. That's such a good game.
Maybe
Maybe. All right. Until next time.
we'll see you finding some games that maybe you want to put on your shelf. Maybe you'll play. Maybe you want to expand that wingspan. Maybe you don't. You don't have to expand wingspan.
Most people probably will
Yeah, I'm sure they will.
because they're awesome.
Because they have taste.
Maybe we'll see at the game table.
Thank you for listening and being a part of Meeple Nation. If you would be so kind as to follow, subscribe, share, and rate or review this podcast, it really helps to spread the fun. You can be more involved in supporting the podcast by joining the nation at patreon.com/Meeple Nation, or you can find a link at the top of our webpage, meeplenation.com. And while you're there, look at all our extra content. There are links to all our past episodes, a wide variety of blogs, pictures from our Instagram feed, and bios for all the hosts and our awesome bloggers. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, all under Meeple Nation. If you would like to chat with the hosts or other members of the nation, you can join our Facebook group, Meeple Nation Off Air. We hope to see you again at a game night, a con, or maybe a suspense-driven evening of Werewolf. Thank you for listening and supporting Meeple Nation, and stay tuned for next week's episode.
Thank you so much for listening. We very much want to thank our patrons who help keep the podcast running. I personally want to thank my co-hosts for all the help they provide with both content here on the podcast, in addition to what we have available on our website. Without them, the podcast would not happen. If you too would like to support the podcast, you can join the nation at patreon.com/Meeple_Nation. Or you can find a link to Patreon at the top of our webpage, meeplenation.com. If you have any questions, comments, or games you feel should be on our radar, you can always reach us at meeplenation@gmail.com. We can't wait to hear from you. I am grateful to Doug and Andy who helped me edit episodes, and I want to thank James and Kim Clark who do the editing on our blogs and on our webpage, which can be found at meeplenation.com. We want to thank Brain Detergent for our music. If you want to find more from him, you can follow his links that can be found on our webpage, or simply search for Brain Detergent on YouTube to find more of his tracks. Thank you again for listening and being part of the Meeple Nation community.